clock isn't too far away, so there's just kind of this natural movement of creep as you put these expansions up that kind of lets you naturally expand to all these expansions across that side of the map. And it looks like PainUser is actually doing something very similar here, getting up the 10 o'clock position right now, turning his command center into an orbital command, and it looks like he's just getting ready to put down some refineries as well. So switching into mech, though, it looks like more and more Terran players are starting to mech in StarCraft 2 right now. Before, it was all about the bio ball, but we're seeing a lot of tanks and Thors from PainUser right now, and it looks like he actually has a radar tower, or sorry, a sensor tower as well, which actually, to be honest, I think that the sensor towers are a little bit underutilized right now. What are your thoughts on that, Elisa?
I think sensor towers are very, very good for their cost, but it's really not advantageous to get them early game because of 50 mineral SEV compared to a 100 gas sensor tower. And I only count gas in mid and late game just because most armies are limited by their gas. We really don't see any mass tier 1 armies mid or late game. Right now, PainUser did a little bit of a cheeky Hellion harassment. Killed a few drones actually. I think I wasn't paying attention to Dimaga's main right now, but do you remember if Dimaga's main was fully saturated? Because I think he only had 4 drones after that Hellion harass on minerals.
Yeah, he actually had a lot of drones. I was watching that as it happened, and those Hellions actually got a lot of kills. And then before any of them were able to be taken out, he actually pulled them all up. And I'm actually looking at the Hellions right now. One of them has 5. The other one, 1, 2, 1, so it looks like a total of about 9, I think that was, if I did that math correctly. But about 9 kills, so that's a significant amount of drones, especially for him not losing anything at all. He does have that pre-igniter upgrade, though, now, so that just makes taking out drones that much easier. But Dimaga is absolutely macroing like a fiend. There are just drones hatching all over the place on this map, trying to get the macro advantage. And if you look at the income tab, you can see right now he is still actually really even with PainUser. But as this second and third expansion start to kick in a little bit here, I think we're going to see that advantage start to creep up a little bit more. And he does have some roaches in play to take out these Hellions. A couple of them did manage to get away. Oh, no, they are caught by another group of roaches.
Oh boy.
Not before they were able to take out a decent number of drones at this 5 o'clock position once again. So, but we'll see the expansions for the 6 o'clock position go up here pretty shortly. Actually, it looks like he's setting down hatcheries right now, so I guess he can hear me through the space-time continuum talking about what he's going to do next. But anyways, it looks like PainUser actually is getting ready to move out on the map right now, kind of massing up his forces in the front of his base and actually even pulling his Marines out of the bunker that was guarding his base. So we are going to see a battle, and possibly at the high yield base here. It looks like that is where he's going to be moving to first. But there are a lot of roaches on the map right now for Dimaga, and he actually has infestors too, which with Neural Parasite are absolutely crucial against the Terran army.
Yeah, no, Terran army right now with PainUser moving out, going to be sieging up at the Zelnaga tower. That siege tank, or those siege tanks right there, will be able to attack any harvesters he has. Right now, Dimaga moving in, spamming Infested Terran, which is pretty interesting actually. I'm not sure why he didn't burrow and spam Infested Terran, as they would protect the infestors quite a bit. Maybe he wants the infestor to take a little bit of damage, not sure. But anyway, the Infested Terran do spawn, and Infested Terran actually had around the same DPS as a roach, ironically. But right now, it looks like PainUser's massive amount of siege tanks, I think 6 siege tanks right now, doing incredible amounts of damage to his roaches. One of the siege tanks actually has 16 kills, and he's going to be able to deny all mining at Rootkiss's or Dimaga's gold expansion right now. So PainUser in a very strong forward position. One thing I would have liked to see PainUser do was actually to scan where the creep is, because it's getting because right now he's walking on Dimaga's entire creep army, or creep tumor army, sorry, and he is able to see exactly, or Dimaga is able to see exactly what PainUser is doing. Dimaga right now is trying to push in a little bit again with those roaches, and those roaches take down the Thor to very low health. So that Thor was 65,000, just as potent as the Thor was 400 health, and it's still not being focused right now. That tank going down, and that Thor almost going down. Oh my god, 14 health. One more roach hit would be able to take down, but that Thor is alive, and it's going to be doing incredible amounts of damage while it's still alive. And I think that he's going to be moving back. I think PainUser is going to be opting to repair his units. I don't think he wants to end it right now, because he knows that he's in a pretty good position, taking out that gold expansion, and I think he was macroing up the entire time. But right now, Dimaga looks like he's going to be moving back, going to be taking advantage of the speed of his roaches, and going to be picking up a few lone Thors. PainUser doing the smart thing, sieging up, and it looks like he'll be able to secure his defensive position right now.
Yeah, chasing down those last couple Thors was crucial because Thors are expensive, and obviously you want to take advantage of any kind of a lead you can. And with how low those Thors were, not chasing those down and taking those out probably would have been a lapse in judgment because of how low in health they were. But looking at some of the tanks that were involved in that last push, one of them has 19 kills, one of them has 10 kills. I saw a couple other with around 8 or 9 before they were taken out when they were actually on the offensive still. So there was a lot of kills from all of those tanks, but it looks like Dimaga actually getting some Ultralisks up as well, which is you don't see Ultralisk a whole lot every day. And we actually just watched the game where we saw carriers from Protoss, so definitely seeing some more epic games these days in the StarCraft 2 beta. But it looks like we are going to see yet another large battle. Unfortunately, there are some battle cruisers out on the map for PainUser, and it looks like one lone Banshee in the mix here too. And I don't think there's any anti-air on the map for Dimaga right now, so if he doesn't get something in short order to handle this, he's going to be in very bad shape here. And a huge battle going on at the ramp near the other high yield base, and PainUser, oh my goodness, Dimaga actually just GG's on the spot after losing all of those units. So it looks like PainUser actually manages to take down Dimaga, and you can see just the amount of macro play that he has. If you look at the mini map right now, there's just red all across the right side of the map. So but unfortunately that was not enough to keep him in the lead for this game. He lost to that final push with those siege tanks, Hellions, and battle cruisers. So any final thoughts for you, Lisa, before we end this cast?
Yeah, it just shows that even though Zerg has the base advantage, which he clearly does, it's 5 base versus 3 base. And actually, Dimaga did a little bit of a sneaky roach micro, actually. He has actually moved his roaches underneath PainUser's 9 o'clock position before he could land at command center, and I don't think PainUser noticed this at all. So PainUser actually working on 3 base against I think a 5 base with a gold expansion at one point Zerg, and I think Dimaga did not keep up with his macro very well. He has a ridiculous amount of ridiculous amount of larvae at all of his hatcheries, doing the spawn larvae thing very well, but just not producing enough to take care of PainUser's siege tanks. One thing I would like to see is burrowed roaches. I mean, he definitely had the burrow roach tech, or not burrow, sorry, burrowed infestors, and he definitely had the burrowed infestors, the possibility of it at least. And once a Terran player sieges up, you can actually come up from the back, and since he was only using the infestors mana on infested Terrans, he could have just pulled all of his units back. Once those Terran siege tanks sieged up, he could have spawned a few infested Terrans right in the middle of his siege tank or his Hellion line, and those siege tanks would have just done work on themselves. So that's something I would have liked to see, because those siege tanks were the main deciding factor in taking down his primary ground army, or his only ground army. Actually, he didn't have any air units at all.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it would have been good to get some Mutalisks in the mix for him, or even, I was kind of surprised when they moved out with that mech army that he didn't use any Neural Parasite against the Thors, because I've seen Neural Parasite in a big mech army battles like that absolutely change the tide of a battle if you can get control of a couple of those Thors. So that's another thing that I was kind of surprised to see that he did not use. But anyways, I'm not going to question him too much, because obviously Dimaga is a much better player than I am. Just wanted to make a couple analysis notes on this game. But anyways, thanks everybody for watching. Check out Elisa's channel if you have not seen it. I've got it linked on my profile page, so definitely go check out my channel page and find the link to his channel as well, so you guys can check out some of his videos. We will be casting some of the games from the SC2GG Open tournament, which is being hosted by Elisa himself and ProLink on the SC2 Armory community. So if you guys are not a part of that, definitely check out all the action. We'll have the games uploaded on our YouTube channel shortly after the tournament is finished, so definitely keep an eye out for those. Anyways, thanks for watching everybody, and GG.